Hi everyone, this is Diane. These embroidered fabric covered journals are now ready. I'm going to have them in my shop by the time this video is published. So when you see this, you can go to my shop and see if they're still there. I'm going to go through them for you right now. This is the one that's made with this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous embroidered tablecloth. And it has cut work here, so I used a vintage pink tablecloth, which is what I made this cover with, as a liner, and then the beautiful cross-stitch embroidery. The cover, there's a video showing how I constructed the covers, but it has this layer and then the pink layer, and then there's some batting, quilt batting, and then this fabric. And I stitched around some of these elements to kind of hold all the pieces together in a quilting sort of way. I added some lace to the front and back edges and then some seam binding to tie it closed. It has, I think, 13 pages, so that would be 72, no, wait, that's not right, 13, 26, 52 pages front and back. And there are lots of pockets and tuck spots. There are also a lot of vintage laces and linens used throughout the book. This is one of them, a vintage linen that I cut and used one corner of it to make this pocket. Another corner of it is on the back. It has the crocheted edging. This is the only cover that had this crocheted part. The only corner. Did I say that right? This is one of my giant tags, and I inked it and stenciled it and then sewed this on it. And by the way, this is a design team project for the Old Design Shop, and I used the kit Vintage Ephemera Feminine 2. So this is a piece from that kit. And I love the colors of this with this fabric. This is also a piece from the book, or from the kit. I took the elements from the kit and divided them between the two books. So everything that's in the kit, I think I used almost everything. Maybe not quite, but almost. No, I think I used them all. And they're all in these two journals. So if you wanted to make a journal with two or three signatures, there would be enough ephemera to go throughout the whole journal. But I did print this one twice so that both books could have it, because it was the only large image like this, except for some black and white ones. Vintage lace here, some velvet ribbon here, and then a little piece of vintage lace there. I sewed her on as a pocket, and in here is a piece from the kit, and it's sewed to a coffee dyed index card, one of the big ones. I had to trim it a little bit so it could fit in the pocket. And there's just a little bit of collage of scrappy papers behind the element. These books were so fun to make. There's some stenciling on that page. This is a little tiny music sheet from a book of Mozart music. A fabric flip is right here. This looks like needlepoint. It's not, it's just a printed fabric, but it looks like needlepoint. So I thought it was perfect with this cover. This is some paper that I purchased from an Etsy store. I'd have to see if I can find the name of the store, maybe link it. But it's avocado dyed paper. And it's got some stamping in the corners. This is a page from a book about fashion. And so there are, I think, 4 pages from different fashion books within these journals. 4 in each. And this is a strip of the hand-torn fabric ribbon from Denise's shop, A Tattered Dream. And there's a piece of music. I believe this one was from a Beethoven book. This is one of the elements from the kit, and I added some of the pink velvet ribbon, put it on as a tuck spot. And then we have this element from the kit, curling irons and hairpins from a catalog. And there's some vintage laces up here and a vintage button, which I cut the shank off. Coffee dyed patterned paper. Look at this gorgeous vintage lace. I've been hoarding that, but this is a perfect book for it. And this is a page from another of the fashion books. And there's a fabric tab there, different collaged fabric. And this is an iris stamped on mulberry paper that I tore and then glued on. There's a stamp there, some graph paper, scrapbook paper, another page from the fashion book. This is from the kit. It's a perfume label, and I just cut it out and glued it on there. From the fashion book, and this is a little ledger paper. This is part of the kit, and I have to glue that together, but it'll be a pocket once I glue it together. You can stick whatever you want to in. This is a postcard that is part of the kit, and I sewed some really pretty lace across the top and sewed it on as a pocket. And then this is a real antique French postcard that I got from my friend Eve in Switzerland, and she sells these in her shop, which is the Snippet shop. I'll try to link her below. Each book got one of her antique postcards. This is an antique linen, or a vintage linen, with this gorgeous, gorgeous crochet. This little tiny bit right here was just linen, and this was all attached to it. And I let this hang off the bottom so you can see it on this side too. And I sewed this little calling card, which is part of the kit, to the center, and then glued this on. And this is part of the kit. There's coffee dyed tracing paper back there. This is one of my book pages. And this is part of the kit. I just attached it with a rose gold teardrop shaped paper clip. There's some fabric here. It's vintage fabric with flocking on the flowers, and there's pale pink eyelet and a little bit of trim there, and 2 elements from the kit. A little fabric collage tag there, and another perfume label from the kit. Fabric flip, and this gorgeous vintage crochet trim. These are 3 elements from the kit that I sewed together to turn into a tuck spot. So I sewed it here and here. It's open right here, but this card is big enough. It's not going to fall through. And this was just cut from a piece of patterned cardstock. And then we have the back with the pocket here. I'm going to put a little card in there that has my stamp and signature on it, but you can put whatever you want to in there. So this is going to be the white fabric covered journal, and then we'll have the pink fabric covered journal. So this is a cross stitch piece that was cut from a vintage tablecloth, and this was sent to me by the same person who sent me this piece from a tablecloth. So thank you so much, Deb. Deb saw my videos when I was starting these journals and told me that she was the one that sent me those pieces and was just delighted to see me putting them to use. And I was delighted to have them because they make gorgeous journals. This is a vintage pink. It was a round tablecloth, so I love the color of that. And again, I just sewed some lace to the edge, and it has the quilt batting in it and the same fabric lining it. There's a piece of pink embroidered fabric there as a pocket and a tag with one of the elements from the kit. This one has different laces on it. I love this. There's some lace up here, this little piece, and this. And here's a poem. I read the poem on a different video. It was really cute. That's from the kit. I forgot to do the inking and stenciling, so I'm going to try to do that. I only need to do it on this and then the other side of this cardstock page. So I don't normally do that while it's inside the book, but I'm going to do my best. It's got the same elements, so I'll just flip through it. The pictures are different and the kit elements are different. This one has yellow. It says antique yellow velvet ribbon. There's a vintage lace on the edge here. It's so pretty. Another one that I was hoarding. Love this image from one of my costume and fashion books. This one I did glue shut, so you can put something in there. Here is another, well, this is a calling card printable that I had in my stash. So it wasn't part of this kit, but I sewed it onto this pocket. And a little bit of lace. And then this is the antique postcard. $19.10, I think it says. Two more elements from the kit. This one is stitched to coffee dyed tracing paper. There's a little bit of lace sewn to the top. And here's the element that's clipped on with the teardrop paper clip. The flocked fabric with some vintage crocheted trim and two elements from the kit. Again, I used two of the elements and sewed them together with some blue cardstock behind them to help them stand out from this pale colored cardstock. And then this is just cut from pattern cardstock and stenciled. You can write on that or use it as a photo mat. And then again, I'll put a card in there with my name, my stamp with my signature on it. So there we have it, two embroidered fabric covered journals that I think turned out really nice. I love them both, and I hope you love them because they will be in my shop when you see this video, unless they're already gone by the time you see this video. So thanks for watching, and I will be back in a day or two, I think, with the other two fabric covered journals that I've been working on. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.